So by now we obviously know that a large portion of the work from home industry is built on 5 things that are frankly just not true for the overwhelming majority of companies that are out there. But I will tell you this, there are some companies out there that are doing it right. There are some opportunities out there that have put into place what I call the 5 truths of the industry. They've built their business models around the 5 truths of the network marketing, work from home, multi-level marketing, or direct selling industry. You can call it whatever you'd like to call it. And truth number 1 is this: there are companies out there that are truly making it all about the customer. And they put their focus on that. So when you're out there looking for a company now, you want to find a company whose focus is on the product and on how that product benefits the customer. So if the majority of announcements from a company are about the benefits to the consumer, that's a good sign. And if the average builder or independent business owner has 30 or 50 or 100 personal customers, then you know that this is a real customer acquisition company. And if the company is focused on the acquisition of customers, then it's not internal consumption, and your income won't be based on the amount of recruiting and how that recruiting overcomes the attrition within that company. And so you must look at the average distributor or the average builder in the company and ask yourself, if the average one only has 3 customers or 4 customers or 5 points or 6 points, that's not a customer acquisition company. It doesn't matter what they say. You have to you have to check the fruit on the tree. Now, truth number 2 is that if the company really is a customer acquisition company, then there really is a residual income opportunity. You got to look for a company where the consumer gets real value and where they would buy your product or service from a store, even if you weren't leveraging your relationship to get them to buy. If your customers would pay for your product or service without your influence, then it's a good value. And if the customer loves the product and they can't find it on the internet for pennies on the dollar, they'll keep getting it from you. And that is true residual income. Now, truth number 3 is that a plan B could become a plan A if the company or team that you're becoming involved in has a system in place that can be leveraged, and that it doesn't require you to be in someone else's living room 6 nights a week and at some hotel conference room all day long on Saturday. And if you can find a company that has a product or service that has a model and a system that can be leveraged that does not require that, then you really could get there part-time, because it's all about duplication. The old adage of, the guy with the baldest tires make the most money, it's antiquated, and frankly, it's wrong. Because in today's world, with all the tools we have, with the internet and all the social media and all these other things out there, you can touch hundreds or even thousands of people without ever leaving the house. Now, here's truth number 4. There's a learning curve, and you're going to have to grow in the industry before you become good. So it's going to take some time. But if you're in the right company and one with a real customer acquisition model, and if your team has a system in place, then you'll earn while you're figuring it all out. So don't expect to get rich overnight, but don't accept working for free either. See, if you have a company with a real residual income, you can stay there for decades, and you can build time and money freedom together, as well as an exit strategy. And this may take you 10 years, but at least you will have been making a living in the process. Now, here's truth number 5. Only the top of the very top of the very top of position holders in a company are going to become rich. And I mean really rich. But that's perfectly okay. Listen, if your opportunity is not internal consumption, in other words, if you're looking at a company now who's customer focused, they have a genuine product or service that has value to the customer, and it's not only the builders that are buying the product. If your company is a real customer acquisition model, then it does offer real residual, and you can make 10 times as much money in this industry as you can anywhere else with the same qualifications you have right now, if you're willing to work your fanny off, if you're willing to work like never before. And with the right opportunity, you can equal or exceed your existing level of income with a real plan B kind of work ethic. So if you're willing to kill yourself, you can make huge money in our industry. But with a real customer acquisition model company that has a system in place that is duplicatable, even on a part-time plan B kind of effort, you can make full-time income, replacement kind of income. And just know that if you're able to make $1,000 or $2,000 extra dollars a month on 5 to 10 hours a week in your business and it's growing, you're winning. That's called success. And so few people have ever achieved that in our industry because they didn't understand that they were in an internal consumption model and it was thwarting their efforts. Just like not every pro athlete makes $17 million a year, not every diamond or VP or ambassador is going to make $100,000 a month, and that's okay. Here's what you need to know. In our industry, if you're working 40 hours a week or less, and you're making as much money as you would have with your job, then you're winning. And that's a victory because you've effectively replaced your income and given yourself the control over your time that you wanted when you looked into this industry in the first place. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to take it to something called an industry update. And we're going to let you know what companies out there are offering the right kind of opportunity to give you all of the things that we just talked about.